Okay, here's another video. This is going to be about fertilizing stuff without necessarily using fertilizer. I do buy fertilizer in the spring to put in the mix for starting plants, like, some organic pelleted fertilizer or something like that. But during the season, I just use what I got on hand. Nice, cloudy, misty, cool day, which is fabulous because the black flies are practically dormant. So I'm going over here. I've set up a few things to just show a couple of methods to compost naturally. We'll start over here at the apple tree. I bought 2 apple trees and 2 pear trees last year, and I planted them, and I found somewhere where they said if you put Comfrey in with it, it will help because the Comfrey roots go deeper. They don't exactly compete for nutrients, and you can do what's called chop and drop, which I'm going to do a lot more this year. So what it means is you get something like this, and then you chop the Comfrey. I'm going to cut it twice to make it easier to spread. I don't want to neck that guy. And then dump it up here, down there, right to the ground. And include all of this grass as well, because it all really will work out. I have no clue what those... Oh my God, a bunch of little spiders. Hang on. You're going to have a better chance in here. No, maybe not. You'll have a better chance over here. There we go. Bon voyage. So, sorry. Back over here. So, we chop all this stuff down like this. Comfrey rots pretty quickly. And then you just pull it all in. So what's going to happen is this will decompose over the course of the next few weeks naturally. It'll add as a mulch, and Comfrey's got all those nutrients and minerals that it draws deep from the soil. So as it rots and as it decomposes, it will also nourish the roots of this apple tree. Next, I have the Ruth Stout, who's this famous old gardener method of getting rid of your compost and just dumping compost right into beds. Now I don't have raccoons or anything, so they're not going to come and eat it. Over the course of the winter, these beds, I just keep rotating these things, a kitchen scrap compost, and I dump them on the beds. You can do it in the summer too. So that stuff's going to compost that nicely. Cabbage and turnips. It's going to do the same. I'll get some back there, some over there, some there, and some for the beets and the mustard. So that's another method of composting. And then another method, sort of like chop and drop, is over here. So I emptied these garlic beds and planted them all in those tubs. I didn't empty them very well. They're still full of garlic. But this one, I was going to put zucchini in, so I knew I wasn't going to touch it until about this time of year. So a couple of months ago, I planted radishes in it. They're all good to go, so I'm keeping those to pickle. I'm pulling all the rest, so just pulling the radishes. I bring it over here. That's worth keeping. Those are all not. They're going to be woody. And then I'll finish it later, but for demonstration purposes, take this over here, and we go over to where we've just planted 3 zucchinis and a tomato. Get some volunteer potatoes in here. I just leave them. It's like chop and drop. I don't want that in there. But in this particular case, we're just mulching and fertilizing at the same time by just dropping the stuff that we've picked in amongst this. It'll do the same thing. What's going to happen is it's going to decompose naturally. Right, oh geez, I missed one. Right on top. Slowly over the course of the summer, and the nutrients go into the soil. Now you can do this with practically anything. I mean, Comfrey's, the big winner, but realistically, anything that you chop that's a weed, as long as you don't, they're pretty sure the roots, that's chickpea that I planted there, as long as the roots aren't going to go in and restart, you can do this pretty much with anything that you chop in grass clippings. Like I do it all the time. Over here, I've got these grass clippings in between the rows I could probably lift these off now. Cats aren't going to stick it up. And there you can see carrots, grass clippings, mulch. So that's mulch, that's chop and drop. The final thing is I've got tons of comfrey everywhere, and you can make what's called comfrey tea. So you chop a pile of comfrey, and you can see how rotten that is already. It's got to go another couple of months. It'll be all black and ganky. It'll smell to high heaven. Just absolutely fucking horrible. However, liquid gold. You strain it, and then you dilute it 4-to-1 and use it as a liquid fertilizer and everything. So I've got 9 buckets of this going. 9 buckets will give me 36 buckets. It'll be enough to fertilize everything with liquid comfrey, which will do twice. And it does great in the greenhouse, especially for the tomatoes that I have in there. And I'll give you a quick look because I've cleaned it out quite a bit since the last video. And you can see a bunch of tomatoes in pots that are going to stay in there. Those are the greenhouse tomatoes. And all of this stuff will get liquid fertilizer. Anyway, different ways to fertilize with what's on hand naturally. And this fall, I'll be going down to the beach and getting piles of seaweed when it starts washing up in huge clumps, and add it on top of these beds afterwards and the compost pile. So, hope you enjoyed that video and got a tip or two out of it. Have a great day. Stop recording.